Hi foodies, it's that time of year again. We're going to be making Christmas cake or fruit cake, right? So in the bowl, I have margarine. Yes, this time I'm sharing with you a cake made with margarine and brown sugar. So this is soft brown sugar. You're going to be creaming this with your mixer. It could be a standing mixer too, just until it is fluffy and creamy and smoother than it was before you started. So just keep creaming that and then you will see the texture change. I prefer brown sugar because it adds more moisture and it has more depth as far as the flavor. So that's the texture right there that you're looking for. Then I have eggs here that I have beaten. I'm using 6 eggs. It's a small cake. And I'm going to be adding grated orange and lime zest. In Jamaica, we say this cuts the rawness of the egg. It makes the flavor of the cake just really nice, takes it to another level. Whisk that together. Then what we'll do is add the eggs a little at a time, okay? So sometimes you could do 1 egg at a time, but you could also beat them together and add a little of that beaten egg at a time. So that's what you're going to be doing until all the eggs are incorporated in the mixture. Now I'm adding a little almond essence and vanilla. I had them mixed into that one bowl there. And then just add that in. Then we want to mix together our dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, I start with sifted all-purpose flour, and then I have my spices. You could just use mixed spice, but I prefer to add my own spices individually. So there's nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, allspice, all the good stuff. Then I'm adding baking powder and salt. We're going to be whisking all of this together. If you can get the freshly grated nutmeg, I honestly prefer that over the one in the jar. So just mix all of this together and then set that aside and take a look at this. This is our pureed fruits, right? So we use prunes, cherries, and raisins. That is pureed with rum and wine. Well, it's soaked in the rum and the wine. This one has been soaking for a year. So you can stew it or just soak it. And then I put it in the blender. Do it as smooth as you like. I like it very smooth usually. This time it's not completely smooth. Have a little bit of texture to it. Then I'm adding some lemon juice and lime juice and browning, of course, because you want the cake to be a little darker. Everybody has their preference when it comes to how dark the cake is. So add as much browning as you like. I don't worry about how black the cake is. I just want it to taste good. So you'll never see me make a cake that's like fire coal black. Okay? So mix all of that together. And then we're going to be adding this a little at a time to our mixture that we were creaming before. Now at this point, you have a choice. You can use your mixer to add the fruits, or you could use a wooden spoon and just cut and fold it into the mixture, okay? So go ahead and use your mixer or grab a wooden spoon and just mix that fruit in a little at a time. So remember, this is our fruit puree. If you're not familiar with Jamaican fruit cake, we have the dry fruits like the currants, the prunes, we get cherries, we get raisins, and we soak it in red label wine and white rum, usually for a long time. It gets saturated with that alcohol, and then we just blend it, okay? So cut and fold, right? And then you're gonna add that dry mixture. Same steps. Just go ahead and go around, then cut in the center. All right? Round, cut in the center until all that dry ingredient mix is incorporated. Make sure that your oven is preheated for at least 25 minutes, okay? And if you want to put a hot water bath underneath on the bottom shelf of the oven, you can. I mean, it helps to create that steam that adds moisture. So you could do that. Put the water in a baking tray or in another cake tin. And then this cake tin, you want to make sure you grease it and flour it. And you can put parchment paper in there if you want to. And then just pour the batter inside, okay? The oven has been preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit already. So it's good to go. And I put a hot water bath on the bottom shelf. I just put a baking tray with some hot water, so it's going to continue to create that steam in the oven to keep the cake moist. I'm using a 9-inch cake tin. You could probably use a 10-inch and get away with it, or a really tall 9-inch cake tin. So I have this, and then I just put the rest in this layer cake tin. So see, it's going to be a very small cake. I baked the cake for about an hour and 15 minutes. I checked with the skewer and it comes out dry, so we're good to go. And then you want to drizzle or spray your hot cake with some rum or a mixture of rum and wine. Let it soak, let it cool down, and then slice it. And that's it. Your cake is done. Okay, so if you don't want to use butter or if you don't have any butter, you can use a really nice margarine, something that you like the flavor of, right? And you can make your delicious, moist Jamaican style fruit cake. Many of us grew up on eating fruitcakes made from chiffon butter in Jamaica. Let me know in the comment section, do you use butter or you use margarine for your fruitcakes? Remember to check out all my fruitcake recipes this season. I'll leave the links in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.